Press start to begin.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Super Bonus Round. We are back with more Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney. I'm your host, John Mukiwara Jam, joined as always by my co-host, Chad Peanut.
Hey!
And Rich Wing versus 767. He's in his tie.
As I recall, Neil and I were questioning him that day. To make a long story short, we slipped up. That power outage didn't help either. When I went to my office, I found Lana there. Apparently, she had already arranged the crime scene. As you could see, I had nothing to do with the forgery.
Is that when Dark was arrested?
Him? He was lying on the floor unconscious. When Emma sent Neil flying, it seems Dark bumped his head.
I see. Everything seems pretty clear-cut.
The police chief has the right to refuse to testify. Then I better hit him hard and fast.
Oh, here we go.
Did you guys figure out the thing that's wrong with what he said?
No fucking clue.
Hold on. 2, 3, 4, 5. You guys know that this is a lie, though.
Yeah. Definitely.
But what makes that a lie?
The second rule in the law book.
No. Remember what he kept in his safe?
The jar.
The pieces
The
of
jar.
The pieces of the jar. So... You claim you had nothing to do with the forgery. But I'm afraid that's a claim you cannot back up.
Explain yourself.
Several pieces of evidence were found in your office. Take this jar, for example.
That's the blue badger you showed us earlier!
A piece of this jar was discovered in your safe. Not only that, but the evidence list I presented earlier was actually found inside your desk.
It was found where?
You see, Chief Gantz, these articles of evidence uncovered in your office are both concrete proof that you played a part in the illegal investigation.
Chief Gant, what is the meaning of this?
Oh.
It'd be perfect for... Oh!
Oh!
Hey, not behind the TV,
Yes.
mister.
Here's a defense attorney who may even rival Worthy.
So you admit to it then, that you were involved in the forgery?
Who, me? Or do you mean you?
Me? Why would I have anything to do with that?
Well, you were the one who snuck into my office when you found this evidence.
Prosecutors aren't the only ones capable of forging evidence, you know.
Defense attorneys can do so too.
Isn't that right, Righto?
However, Detective Gumshoe was present during the investigation.
Worthy, my boy. Not even detectives are exempt from the law.
Just the cops.
Rest assured, Dick will receive his due punishment.
And his punishment will be hard.
Cock dead ball torture.
What? If Detective Gumshoe's salary drops any further, he'll end up paying to work.
Yes, well, in light of the detective's presence, please give us your testimony regarding these pieces of evidence found in your office and the relation to the forgery that took place at the crime scene.
My. Kids these days no longer know how to put two and two together.
Actually, Phoenix Wright knows exactly how to do that. That's why we're here.
Okay, Boomer.
Let's see, what was it now? A jar fragment and a list? Well, I know, you could have planted them in my office! Anyway, you can't prove when those pieces of evidence were discovered. If they were found after Doc was convicted, then they're worthless. There's no reason I'd participate in a forgery. Rearranging the crime scene wouldn't help me out in any way.
Mr. Wright?
Yes, Your Honor.
When investigating the crime scene, you should have been more careful to observe protocol.
You do understand that I'm the chief of police, right? There will be consequences.
Oh.
Indeed, I believe I will press charges so you won't make the same mistake again.
When he gets threatening, he changes voices.
My apologies, Chief, but would you mind waiting until tomorrow for that?
Oh, God.
You won't be able to press charges where I'm sending you.
Today is, well, you know.
All right, Dodgy, in return, though.
I know. That place, right?
Huh? What are these guys, telepathic? We'll go to that one place where we get the food that makes you shit from your ass, Haji. Okay, so...
Now we're going to go look at scat porn, Ajay.
2, 3, 4.
And it's...
Two girls, one cup is my favorite porn, yeah!
Your Honor, that shouldn't be anyone's favorite porn. Really, Chief Gant? 2 girls, 1 cup, really? At the very least, there is one very large benefit you've reaped from all this.
Oh, I wasn't aware. What is the benefit?
They wouldn't find your search history on Lana's side of the office. That would, of course, be the position you have, Chief of Police.
Oh!
The resolution of the SL9 incident secured your promotion to Chief. That in itself is sufficient motive.
Oh, that's a good one.
Huh?
Do you really think I'm that incompetent?
What do you mean?
Even without that case, I was already in line to become the next chief. The resolution of the SL9 merely sped up the inevitable a little.
Is that true, Edgeworth?
Yes, he was going to be made chief anyway.
Ah!
Be careful when pointing that finger, or you might wind up being the one pointed at.
So that means there's only one possible motivation for you to commit forgery. If you didn't do it for yourself, then you did it for someone else.
Don't be silly, Worthy. You know me better than that. There are only 3 people I look out for. Me, myself, and I. There, it's out in the open now. Pudgy, would you mind if I changed my testimony a little?
By all means, please do.
I wouldn't be anyone's accomplice if there was nothing in it for me.
Nothing in it for you?
Ah, sorry, but the only person I care about is yours truly. That girl, Lana's little sister, was it? If you think I felt sorry for her, you better think again.
You're right. You don't feel sorry for anyone.
Be tough on crime and tough on people. That's how I was raised.
You seem to be lax enough on yourself, though.
Oh, that's a good one, Worthy.
Could there have been something in it for him? Given his selfishness, would he have helped someone out? Yeah, he would have. True, you might not help on anyone for their sake, but if it would benefit you, you might decide to assist someone.
Mr. Wright? It appears you're positively determined to portray the chief. As a nice man who likes to lend people a hand.
That's not what I mean.
Very well, then. Who is this person you believe Chief Gant may have helped forge evidence?
Doi.
Zoe.
Chief Prosecutor Lana Sky, the defendant?
I believe it's quite obvious in light of the circumstances. Emma Sky fell victim to an unfortunate series of events. Who would want to help her more than her own sister, Lana? And as for Chief Gantz, he would also have a reason to help Lana she asked him to. That reason, of course, is self-profit.
Self-profit? What do you mean?
After the SL9 incident was resolved, Lana Sky was appointed chief prosecutor at the prosecutor's office. The person who arranged this job change was you, Chief Gantz.
But how would he profit from all this? He would be able to use the chief prosecutor as his puppet. Essentially, he would acquire unchecked authority over all investigations. Do you mean to tell me that despite the chief's formidable appearance, he plays with puppets?
I took it too literal.
Oh, wait! You must mean puppet as in someone forced to do his bidding.
Oh,
Never mind.
No, I mean I do the Muppet Show in my office. Hi-ho! Admit it, Chief.
Hello?
You insisted Lana Sky had forging evidence. Your motive to appoint her as chief prosecutor so you could control her.
Righto, my boy. You have quite an imagination.
And you know who else did? Jim Henson.
Let me ask you something.
What?
Do you have any proof of this, that I controlled Lana?
For example, is Lana testifying that I've done such a thing?
Lana? She's keeping quiet to protect Emma. There's no way she'd testify against Gantz.
I'm afraid without any proof, this all amounts to nothing more than a mere conjecture. Unless that is also what happened in the incident. This incident, or which one would that be? Of course, I'm talking about the murder of Detective Bruce Goodman. The chief prosecutor has been acting strange throughout this entire trial. Almost as if someone has been controlling her.
Worthy, you better watch your tongue. I wouldn't want you to get hurt.
Just what do you mean?
What he means, Your Honor, is that Chief Gant is involved in the murder of Detective Goodman. Not only that, but the Chief is now making Lana take the rap to cover up his involvement.
What? Order! I said order! Mr. Wright, you can't be serious!
Huh?
This This is an affront to the highest ranking officer in our law enforcement agency. To accuse the chief of police of blackmail and murder? That's impossible.
Your Honor, I was merely reiterating what Mr. Edgeworth said in easier to understand language.
It's too late, Mr. Wright. There's no turning back for us now.
Looks like he's the one who decided to go through with this.
Can you prove this, Mr. Wright? That the chief, a high-ranking officer of the law, is involved in this murder?
Good question.
Regardless of his rank or title, Chief Gant is just a man. The question is he a criminal? I believe the evidence will tell. I see. All right then. Let's see what Mr. Wright's got, and it better be good. Show us this evidence that Chief Gant to the murder of Detective Goodman.
Now, this one might be going back a bit, but you guys remember the whole reason we searched his office in the first place.
I'm trying to remember.
The ID card.
The record, specifically.
Yeah, the record. This is the ID card list.
Yes, the one that shows who entered the evidence room on the day of the crime. There was one ID on the list we couldn't determine the owner of yesterday. 7777777.
Sorry, but there's no way you can prove that's my card number.
It's your number.
What? How do you know?
The safe in Chief Gant's office requires a code to open. A 7-digit code.
Sevens. 7 digits. You don't mean
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
4, 5.
That's a combination an idiot would use on a safe. I'm afraid so.
No, on the briefcase. On the briefcase.
Well, in this case, it would be the safe. I'm afraid so. Your Honor. The code was 7777777. The same as the remaining ID card number on that list. Chief Gant, you entered the evidence room on the day of the crime. Oh, new art, which means he's mad. He's mad.
Order! Chief Gant, what do you have to say? Nothing. The defense's search of my office was in violation of regulations.
That wasn't a no, you stupid bitch.
And I will demand Mr. Wright be punished to the maximum extent of the law. But right now, this court demands an explanation from you about the use of this ID card. Chief Gant, so you admit it. You entered the evidence room on the day of the crime? What about it? I'm the chief of police, whether it's the evidence room or the bathroom.
Oh, my favorite room.
What's the difference? I can go anywhere I want. Tell me, when you entered the room, were you alone?
I always go to the bathroom alone, as I do with the evidence room.
Detective Goodman wouldn't have happened to be with you that day, would he?
Of course not. Why would he be? I hadn't seen him in days.
You hadn't seen him in days? Chief Gant, I'm afraid you just undone yourself. On that day, you had to have met with Detective Goodman.
What do you mean? The trial purpose is to determine Lana Sky's guilt. No, it isn't, Your Honor. This trial's purpose is to determine the truth. If Chief Gant met the victim on the day of the crime, then we need to determine one thing. What transpired during that meeting? In that case, Mr. Wright, I'm going to have to ask you for evidence. Show us proof that the victim... Yeah.
Show us proof that the victim went to meet Chief Gant on the day of the crime.
Gant on the day of the crime.
Okay, so if I remember right, I think it's you just present the ID card evidence again, but...
Double check.
Nope, it's not. It's something we found related to that day, though. He couldn't go into the evidence room separately because Bruce Goodman didn't have his card.
Right.
Detective Goodman lost his ID card on the day of the crime.
Or to be more accurate, Jake Marshall stole it.
Yeah, remember? So Detective Goodman filled out a lost item report. He would have had to give that report to the chief of police.
Yet you are in possession of the report. Which means you can't be sure if he filed it.
He filed it. How do I know, you ask? Because he needed to enter the evidence room that day.
He needed to?
Yes, to transfer the evidence out.
Oh.
Detective Goodman took the form to you, Chief Gant. Then, you accompanied the detective into the evidence room.
I accompanied him?
There's no other way the murderer and Detective Goodman could have entered the room.
Hold on, let me guess what you're going to say next. I, the chief of police, murdered poor Goodman.
Interesting way of phrasing that. Exactly.
But wait! The chief didn't necessarily need to accompany him to the evidence room. He could have just lent him his ID card. Yes. Now that you mention it, I believe I might have done something of the sort. Sorry, but that's not possible. According to the record, your card was only used once. Yet, you showed us your ID card earlier. If you had really lent it to Detective Goodman, it would have been found on his body.
Yo ho ho ho!
Chief Gant, you didn't!
The murder was most likely a spur-of-the-moment crime for no one in their right mind. For no one in their right mind would choose the police department as a place to commit murder. After the murder, you contacted Lana at the prosecutor's office. Why? To dispose of Detective Goodman's body, of course.
You're forgetting, Mr. Wright, that the victim's body was discovered in the prosecutor's office parking lot.
In your car.
How did he manage to move it there? I was at the police department the entire day, you know. And everyone's aware that Lana stayed at the prosecutor's office after the ceremony.
Everyone except me, it seems. Still, you're the chief of police. You have an entire police force at your disposal.
Oh, so you think I just ordered an officer to do it? Hey, you! Take this here dead body over to the prosecutor's office! I don't think so!
I mean, you could do that. It'd be illegal, but you could.
You could!
Chief Gant, you left all the evidence we need to prove how you moved the body to the prosecutor's office. And all this time I thought it was a useless clue just taking up space.
How could the chief have moved the body? Mr. Wright, show us this evidence.
I wonder if you guys remember something Edgeworth said while we were talking to him in his office. To move the body, They moved the victim's body. Chief can't use this, and you're never going to believe what the answer is. Yes, he moved it with the screwdriver. It'll make sense in a second. This is how he moved Detective Goodman's body.
What's that? A screwdriver? But what does that have to do with this case?
Mr. Edgeworth, think back to the day of the crime. What is this screwdriver doing here?
It's here because... I was asked to go by Chief Gant, no less. He told me he wanted me to keep it here in the prosecutor's office.
Yeah, isn't that a weird-ass request? But here,
of course, I knew it was.
Here, take this screwdriver that's clearly evidence for a case and put it in your office.
In any case, on the day of the stabbings, I brought this back here.
You guys have been wondering what the hell that has to do with the case, huh?
After the ceremony ended that day, I didn't plan to return to the prosecutor's office.
But you did, because Chief Gant asked you to.
You mean I?
The body was found in the trunk of Mr. Edgeworth's car. I think it's obvious what happened. The body was moved by that car.
Detective Goodman's body was carried in the trunk of Mr. Edgeworth's car?
Yes, unless, of course, you have another explanation, Chief. Why else would you have asked Mr. Edgeworth to transport evidence from a closed case? There's only one plausible explanation. To transport the body to your accomplice, Miss Lana Skye.
Order! What's going on here? Is there no room for rebuttal to the defense's outrageous accusations?
Think back to the photograph Miss Starr took at the prosecutor's office. This was not a photo of the body being stuffed in the trunk to be taken away. It was exactly the opposite.
It is a photo of the body being taken from the trunk. Chief Gant, please say something. I believe your time's up. My time's up? Sorry, Righto, but I'm having lunch with the District Attorney General after this. We have to get going if we're to make it in time for the early bird special.
You're an old man. But the cross-examination isn't finished yet.
Remember what I told you earlier. A police chief has all kinds of weapons at his disposal.
Weapons?
Like the right to refuse to testify. I'm invoking that right now.
What? That is not a right to be casually invoked. There are certain risks to be considered. So you're going to just run away after all this?
Run away? Don't make me laugh, Worthy. I stabbed old Goodman. That's what you're saying, right? But if you had any conclusive evidence, you would have presented it by now.
Well,
You think I had Lana dispose of the body? If so, then show your proof and get it over with.
I'll say it again, Mr. Wright. Damon Gant is the current chief of police. This court will not tolerate any accusations against him without concrete proof. Well, Mr. Wright?
Your Honor?
Do you have any concrete proof? Proof that Chief Gant murdered Detective Goodman and made Miss Skye dispose of his body?
Do I have any concrete proof? Believe it or not, the answer is no.
Oh.
You don't have no proof yet. It's no use showing evidence I'm not even sure of myself. No, Your Honor. At present, I have no conclusive evidence.
COG!
In that case, This court is forced to penalize you for your allegations against the chief.
What?
Here's a tip. Never gamble what you can't afford to lose, righto. It seems that Lady Luck was on my side again today. Okay, OG, I'll leave the rest to you.
Believe it or not, that was the answer.
I warned you earlier, Mr. Wright. This is an affront to a senior officer in our nation's law enforcement agency.
Wah!
Lady Luck, Maybe we should have a word with her.
Mr. Edgeworth, what do you mean?
There's one lady
There's
who
one.
Oh, sorry.
There's one lady who knows the real truth behind this trial. We haven't yet had the honor of hearing her testimony.
A lady who knows the truth. Another witness.
In the absence of conclusive evidence, the only other method of proof is testimony.
The chief king has invoked his right to refuse to testify.
There's still someone else. One more witness who can answer all the questions. Raised in this trial, someone right in this very room.
Mr. Edgeworth, who is this person?
Why are you asking me, Your Honor? Have you forgotten? The defense is the one calling the witnesses today.
Mr. Wright, does such a witness exist?
She may not be willing to tell the truth. We can't just stop now. Yes, Your Honor. The defense calls forth...
Star.
No, Star's done.
Oh.
The defendant, Miss Lana Sky?
She was in the underground parking lot at 5:15 on February 21st. Her task to dispose of the victim's body, in accordance with a certain someone's orders.
Mr. Edgeworth?
The prosecution has no objections, Your Honor.
Very well. The court will now take its final recess for the day. I really need to take a shit and I missed the early bird special. I'm old and I'm cranky. In 15 minutes, we will reconvene to hear the defendant's testimony, and if I'm lucky, I'll be able to make it for the tapioca pudding.
Hold on.
Huh?
Uh-oh.
Oh.
Chief Gant, I thought you were going to eat.
Listen good, Lana.
He's talking to Lana.
I don't think you need me to tell you this, but if you accept Mr. Wright's claims, there will be terrible consequences.
If it were me, I'd be like, who gives a fuck? It's either that or jail. I'm going to jail anyway.
That's right. Your sister will be found guilty for Neil Marshall's murder.
Ah! Oh, this isn't good.
Of course, you'd never support such outrageous claims anyway, right? Just something to think about. All right, then.
Oh my god.
Let's take the meat.
Honestly, I think that's perfect for him to switch personalities on a dime.
Hey, that's what I'm good at.
Okay, if there aren't any further objections, this court is now in recess.
And so is Super Bonus Round.
Oh,
So thank you guys
shit.
again. Thank you guys again so much for watching. I think we just have a little bit more left to go. I'd say 2 episodes max before this series is now finally over. So thank you guys again so much for watching, and we'll find out together. Bye-bye.
I was still here the whole time, by the way. Just none of my characters just speaking. Like, get all.
Next time, you'll get a turn.
Yes.
Fuck! I'm out of room here!